Millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep poking. When I say penitentiary, put him in him. Okay?
I put on this, yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, now we them niggas. And now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up from nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.
Separate yourself.
Yeah, I ain't playing with your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with your ass. You chasing greatness. You got greatness talking to you. Become great. Non-stop. Keep the pace.
I'm down.
Already know who it is. It's your boys, the Rize Podcast with your boy. It's the Smoothie King, right back at y'all with another one. How y'all doing tonight, man? God bless y'all. We made it to see another day, man. We blessed. So much happening. The good people out there, man. We've been chosen to rise again and see another day. You gotta wear that as a badge of honor. Life gonna keep life, and you know how that is. But we keep pushing, and we stay prayed up and humble. And remember, if you need somebody to talk to, make sure you talk to somebody that can give you some sound advice. All right? Now, before we get the show started, y'all know how we do over here. Smash that like button on the way in the door. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. All right, y'all. Let me get the sponsors out of the way. 5-time world champ. 4 different weight classes. First ballot Hall of Famer. Baltimore's own GTD Promotions. Redesigning minds one mind at a time. We know a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Shout out to www.kenichibad.com. Use code TRP. You'll get 15% off. Also, shout out to www.narstripgallery.org. Go over to Damari's page and support him in his boxing journey and his merch and his artistry. Use the code RIZE10. You'll get 10% off. Also, shout out the Me and Killer B, www.meandkillerb.com. Go over to our page, support her and our boxing journey. Road to future world champion. Support her on her page. Shout out to Richie Baby for the 5 intros and edits. Shout out to Bad Girls Promotions featuring Miss Nikki, aka Miss Olivia Pope, and Coach Brandy. Shout out the EOE, Education Over Everything. My Brother Movement. Shout out the Just Do Boxing, Hardcore Boxing News, Aunt McQueen Boxing, AO Clothing Line and Boxing, Pro Soul Boxing Gear and Clothing Line. Don't forget to go over to therisepodcast.com. Get your merch. Don't forget to go down to 1901 Pennsylvania Avenue. Get your shirts, essentials, 12 rolls for $7. Shout out the Full Corners Boxing featuring Maurice and Jenny Jones. Go there every Wednesday night to 15 rounds of boxing. Support them. Also, shout out the Stretched Out Boxing, Miss Mona, Miss Jaya, Aces, The Place, Rampage, Young 187. Shout out to all you guys that support us in our podcast journey. And shout out to Under Armour. Thanks for all you do. Last but not least, shout out to all the fighters wearing it. I'm in the house with it too. They got me draped out with some fly shirts. Y'all can say it with me in the chat on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Box Raw. How y'all doing, man? God bless each and every one of y'all. Glad y'all made it in here with me. And you know what we're going to do. We're going to chop it up like we do. We're going to do what we do. You know, everybody, man, boxing moving right along, man. It's moving right along. We get in the fights, man. And prayerfully, we get those big fights that everybody want to see. And it's life, man. We're going to stay prayed up. We don't know how things happen behind the scenes. I wish a panel of us could sit behind the scenes and really see how things come to fruition as far as these fights. It would give us a whole new, different outlook on how the fights are made. Okay, let me holler at everybody in the chat. Y'all know how we do. I gotta show out people some love. Stretched Out Boxing in the building. Ace is the place of the Helping Hardware store is in the building. Young Womp 187. What it do? Miss Mona the Queen. Rampage. Is a house of love, and I learn. And it won't be much to bring in. Ooh, Kevin House in the building. Joseph Foster, Millen Films. Deborah Buckles, God bless you too. Appreciate that. I need that. Melody Queen 27, best moderator in the game. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, please, and then thank you. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe to the Rize Podcast. Cash App $GEESSUS Coast Squeeze to support the channel. Get your merch at the RizePodcast.com. Yeah, Kevin House in the building. Dorian Brown. We really miss GTD. He the only one with that energy and style. Tough. TOFF. What it do? Man, smash that like button coming in, y'all. I came through the door. I said it before. I never let the mic magnetize me no more. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. We need them back in the ring. We definitely need them back in the ring, man. I pray that everything work out, man. It's everybody, man. It's everybody go through stuff, and everybody handles stuff different. Everybody do stuff different ways, and everybody don't come to a resolution the same way that everybody else do. They gotta take their time, and we all gonna do something. If you living and you breathing, it's inevitable. You gonna go through things, man. I think we need to be a little more compassionate to what the fighters go through. out of the ring because it affects their body or work. It throws your concentration off to be able to go lock in and do the job at hand. So yeah, Dorian Brown, he the big name, man. Everybody come to see him, man. Whether people like it or not, knockouts sells. At the end of the day, they can say what they want about him. But man, knockouts sells. Yeah. You go the distance in the market. Go the distance in the market on the shelf. Outbox and knockouts on the shelf. Which product you think gonna sell the most on the shelf? Knockouts. And that's what he produced. That's what people. It's. I know everybody can't knock everybody out. I know everybody don't have the ability. They don't have the power. They can't set it up. But all of that being said, at the end of the day, knockouts sells. It just brings the people out. It brings the people, and that's just what it is, man. Exactly, Dorian Brown. Knockout sells. Tabu Apakabutu. 12 threes. What it do? What it do, champ? Oh, what you get, Tabu Buku? Which one you get? Oh man, sorry to hear about that, man. These people can't drive out here. 12 threes. God bless you and your family, man. Rain down blessings on you and your family. What number it was? Midday. You here in Maryland? You in Maryland? Where you at, Tabu Apakabutu? Ha. Melody Queen 27. So I need to play some numbers to two. Oh, you in the ATL? Oh, okay. Oh, Jersey. Which one, man? You putting two on it? What the one you in, man? Which one? Where you at, man? Yeah, man. Boxer moving. D33284. Boxer moving along pretty good, man. Yeah, man, it's moving along. Richard Hitchins, we talked about tonight. Richard Hitchins targets Teofimo Lopez, but no contract. Haney forced to fight Norman. Yeah, Richard Hitchins, he growing, man. He growing. He growing. Oh, damn. 5573. That's odd. Sometimes them numbers move around too. Damn. Tabu Akbakabutu, 3 winning tickets for Jersey, cash 5. Jackpot sold at a Lucky Deli in Jersey. Big Ray, fun. Salute, champ. Yeah, Big Ray doing your thing with the family, man. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Investing in your family. Yeah. What it do, homie? 12 threes. Oh, I'm usually just listening nowadays, but if it's funny, I'm out. LOL. Yeah, man. Richard Hitchison, been looking good out there. His last couple of fights, I was critical of him at one point, but I gotta give credit where credit's due. He's starting to show glimpses of coming to his own, and if he stay level-headed, locked in, and work hard and take care of his body like he's supposed to, I think he can make some noise, man. He can make some noise. Oh, man, let me bring him in. He in here early. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all, let me bring my partner in crime in, man. The one, the incomparable, the informidable, family man, cat lover, a workout enthusiast himself. He goes in depth in the depth charts of dissecting the fights. A boxing historian, and still got a long way to go. He growing in the sport. The incomparable brother, Ant McQueen in the building.
My mic sounds nice. Check 1. Hold on. No. I don't even like this source. See, I got my AirPods. I want mine. I want to use this right here. There we go.
What is this? The 5-foot assassin with the roughneck business. I float like gravity. I never had a cavity. Got more rhymes than the Wayans got family.
Okay.
R.I.P. Fife Dog, by the way.
Yo, come in, spit.
What up? What up? What up? Yeah, you know me. I'm a Tribe fan, man. Well, just native tongues in general. Tribe, De La, all the extensions, all of them.
Yeah, Tribe Called Quest.
Love me some Tribe Called Quest, man.
It's
Love me some Tribe.
a shame that Fife that didn't get along. He do it. It was the one that passed away.
Yeah, Fife Dog.
Yeah, it was when I don't know, man. I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but may he rest in peace. He stamped his, regardless of what he thought, he stamped his legacy as a rap legend in the
1
game.
1,000,000%.
And no matter what they went through, that can't be taken away in the record books. And it's a shame that went down between him and Tribe like that. That kind of broke my heart.
Yeah. I mean, it happens like that. That's why continuity and cohesion within the group
is reality.
Important. Solidarity.
Yeah.
Gotta have those things in order to maintenance a group.
As relationships.
1,000%.
Period, man.
Oh yeah. Because them guys spend a lot of time together, whether it be in the studio, doing promo, doing tours. So you gotta be able to maintenance your relationships. This whole world thrives on relationships. When you go get a job, what do they ask you for? References. Your references, who are those? The people who can vouch for you. Who are the people that can vouch for you? The people that you have relationships with. You know what I mean? This whole thing is based on relationships. Even what we talk about here 3 days a week, 4 days a week, Squeeze, it's relationships. I just seen a brother in the chat just say that he felt like the instruction wasn't concise. That's relationships. You know, you got to be on the same page. Got to be a unit. You know what I mean? To be able to give and receive instruction.
Y'all got to realize that what's that? Walt TZ17 that people got to realize that it's tough telling a grown man what to do when they got millions of dollars in their bank account. It just comes off different to them. Athletes, I heard all the time with professional athletes and everything, you know. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Additionally, when you got people telling you everywhere you turn, you the man and your doo-doo don't stink and this, that, and the third, man, it's very difficult to wrap one's mind around that. You know, I can understand how people can spiral out and deal with bouts of egomania. Literally larger than life. Everywhere you go, you got people telling you, yo, you the man, you this, you that, this, that, and the third. I mean, how could one not have an inflated inflated perception of self? That's a lot to deal with. Then also being at the center, being at the core, you know, the nucleus of so much. We see it on here on a regular basis. Those of us who either we make content or we frequent chats, we watch other people's content. You got guys that are out here that are walking stimulus packages where all you got to do is mention them, talk about them, and then your views shoot up through the roof. You got a lot of people that are out here operating on somebody else's merit.
Well, Well,
So if you're at the center of that, how could you not?
well, you got to look at the philosophical side of life.
Break it down for me, Squeeze.
You got to look at it as why, yeah. Tell me that is human nature.
You better sing it.
Why, yeah. She be doing it way. Human nature.
Yes,
Some
sir.
people just, they go from, I just give you no names, guys I grew up with, was struggling. I used to go over their house before school, one jug of water in the refrigerator, nothing to eat. They would come around, my father and mother would, and if they hungry, you feed them. Break bread with your friends. But as soon as they start making money and blew up, you couldn't even say nothing to them. And then they try to chastise and ridicule you. Soon they forgot when they used to come around there and my parents used to feed them when they was hungry, staring at me eating. And sometimes some things, and not everybody, money changed some people, but some people it humbles. Crazy how that works. But
Ooh, that's heavy right there, Squeeze.
yeah.
That's heavy, man. That's heavy. That's
Money
heavy.
changed some people and it humbles others. I watched my lottery dream home. I binge on it. Young man, 19 years old, he won $5 million in the Virginia lottery. And the guy asked him, come on, what you gonna give me for a house? And it's not expensive in Virginia. He say, I give you around $160,000-$170,000. And the guy eyes went like, he said, are you, that's it? And there was a lot of houses for him on the market with property and everything. And he said, whoa, I'm surprised. He said, your mother did good with you. He said, yeah, I don't have no kids. I just got 2 pets. As long as they got room outside to run around. He said, my top of my budget, 180. That's the highest I'm going out of $5 million. Then you had one kid in Florida, 21 years old. He won like 20 million on a scratch off, because their scratch off's real big out there. $10 can get you 20 millions in Florida because of the number of people. Yo was broke in 3 years, but the one thing he did do, he got his money. He brought his mother a home, paid for and everything. And he had to move back in with his mom because he blew the money. He got into wrestling, trying to create his own wrestling network, and it ate his money up. It humbles some people, and it makes some people change.
That is so true, man. That is so true. That is so true. Or like they say, sometimes it just magnifies who you are. You know what I mean? Like if you're a generous person.
Let me bring him in, man.
Who's
this
that?
brother right here? I'm gonna tell you like this, and this real talk. One thing you don't do is talk about my coach. I ain't having it. I don't care who. I already know what type of man he is, because he never changed from the day I met him 20 years ago. Give him his flowers, respect him, or is on and popping. Ain't too many people I'm fighting for. But this brother right here, the numerous of things he done for the community, for the kids, constantly sacrificing himself, being a sacrificial lamb so others can prosper. Coach Calvin in the building.
Hey, I had a good time coming. I got squeezed to myself tonight. What's up, brother? Thank you for the introductory, man. I appreciate that. How y'all doing, man?
Man, just, staying humble, Coach. Prayed up, man.
Yo, boy.
Doing good. How about yourself, Coach Calvin?
Man, I'm on my spiritual journey, man. I've been happy, man. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just rolling with the punches, man. I just got finished my 100-hour fast. That was something major for me. I ain't never do that. Just drop. Say I'm fasting for 100 hours. The first 2 days was easy because it was just like Ramadan, but then after that, goodness gracious, when it was time to break my fast, when the sun went down, I said, wait a minute, I got to go all the way. So I started counting hours, man. How many hours I got left? Boy, that last day, man, I was cleaning up stuff, man. Tearing stuff down and whatnot, but it was a beautiful journey, man. I needed that to, restart myself again, and I'm in a good mood. They say when you push yourself to a certain limit, the body go through a change. It wasn't my body, my mind, man. I just sit there and just say it is what it is, now. So, just try to just make sure I stay strong to finish doing my work in this world.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's it's mind. We was just talking about that mind over matter.
Yeah, man, real talk.
We was just talking about money change some people, and money, some people get money, it humbles them. I told Aunt McQueen, some people get money, it changes them. But when some people get money, it humbles them.
Yeah, well, money come and go and come. I look at it as just a tool. You know what I'm saying? You can't live it out. But the main thing I learned in my journey there is just make sure you got the basis and be thankful for what you have. You know what I'm saying? And when you do got it like that, just try to help other people that don't have it like that.
But the way you just said that, it comes and goes. In other words, it flows. And you look at money, another word for it is currency, right? And what is current? Current is nothing but a flow.
Boy, you know your stuff.
Energy to it.
You know your stuff. And that's how you got to treat it.
Yeah, man.
That's how you got to treat it, man. You said it, but I was talking to Kenny one day. And I was talking, man, that's just, that money is just like that piece of paper. It's a promising note. You know what I'm saying? Some people got it, some people don't.
Absolutely.
For the love of money, people will steal from their bride. For the love of money. Yeah.
I still got the videos of our phone screens from
bad
thing.
With that
classic right there. A classic.
Yeah. Yeah, for the love of money.
Off of that, for the love of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a classic. What was the topic tonight, y'all?
Richard Hitchins targets Teofimo Lopez, but no contract has been put to the full front, and Haney forced to fight Norman.
How is he forced to fight? Well, I thought they made that fight.
That's what they put up in the title, Coach.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right, okay.
Hey, I'm going off the.
We don't want to see no peoples that's going around what they doing, Tank retire and all this stuff, man. I just been shaking my head like
he on his mixtape tour again.
I be shaking my head, man. When I hear it, I just sit there and say, "Wait a minute." Usually, when somebody say they retire, they say they get on a podium and tell the world.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong, y'all?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just shake my head. Like you say, Steve.
Yeah.
I just shake my head, man. But that's a good topic, y'all.
Yeah. I was before Ant and you came in, and I'm glad you came in. I said
It's about to get fizzy right here.
I said that I'm proud of how I see Richard Hitchins growing. I see him getting better in certain areas in these last 2-3 fights of his. I see growth. And I was very critical of him at one time. But me being a boxing journalist that I claim myself to be, I have to be unbiased in my rebuttals of people, because with me at the end of the day is all about respecting the next man and remembering where I'm at, where he at, and don't overstep my boundaries and putting anybody down, because that ain't why I got into this. I got into it to break down people's skill, people's talent, and their ability to grow and perform when the light's on. It's not personal with me.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is the way I was feeling in the last 2 months. The media don't go get the real facts on things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just throw everything out, but nobody have no facts on anything. So I'm glad you did brought that up. For Richard Hitchins, man, I always thought he was good because he was good in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think he fought Gary Russell in the
He did.
And it was a controversy call on it for everybody thought that he won the fight. You know what I'm saying? I trained with Hitchins, know his coach real good, know him real good. I always knew he was good. You know what I'm saying? Because he always put in work. Now he's just getting his time. It's his time. He's taking full advantage. What I like about now, he's jumping out there. He's jumping out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's time for him. It's time for him. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to get to the big fights. It's time for him, to do his thing. So I'm happy for him. I want to see him fight some of the big names, and he's gonna get his chance. He in the right position. That's just going to take a chance if you keep doing what he's supposed to do. If you doing what you're doing, they're gonna give you opportunities. That's how I look at it. I say it all the time. It's just what guys want to fight which guys. And that's it.
Ant, how you feel about that, Ant?
Man, Squeeze, you were spot on. You were spot on. I think it's very important to be responsible about the things that we say. We can critique fighters without trashing them. These folks, they got feelings too.
Mm-hmm.
We think that just because these guys are fighters and they're tough guys, that they don't read these things and feel away about the things that we say about them. And I could only imagine what it would be like. You open up your phone and you got thousands of opinions, many of them being negative. So it's important to keep that in mind first, that we're talking about human beings first and foremost. Human beings that sacrifice a lot to be in the positions that they're in. So with that being said, with Richardson Hitchins, I got to echo your sentiments. Like, I really appreciate seeing his growth. That Lemos fight, post-fight, hearing him talk about how he learned to trust himself a little bit more. He was a little bit stronger, a little bit more robust than he believed he was. If I'm not mistaken, I think I seen a clip with you, Coach Calvin, tell him like, yo, like, I like the mean Africa. And you were just trying to tell him to bring that out, that assertive side of himself.
I know him. I know him, Coach Calvin. What you think about? I said, man, if you only know.
And he got it, because we seen fights like the John Bowser fight where he was out there and he was being assertive, being mean, dropping firm right hands on that dude. And then we seen other fights where he was just a little bit more reserved.
Damn, they say when a person gets some money, boy, you magnify. Watch. So he just got to keep doing what he's doing. He's good. He's good. He's good.
He's a world champ.
Yeah, he's good.
Beautiful.
He's good. That's why I said what I'm saying there. He's good. He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna put on some good fights. There's gonna be some good fights with whoever come to party, and that's what it takes. It takes two people to party.
I'm hoping Teofimo takes the fight. You know, like right now, I'm not
But
sure because
man, he
he's
needed.
had a couple on the table and he kind of just let them slip by. They said he had a fight with Subriel Matias on the table. He turned that down, which he's well within his right to do whatever he wants to do. It's his business, his career, his life. The Devin Haney fight, that's how we end up at the Brian Norman fight. He had the fight before Brian Norman did. So hopefully Tio he entertains that fight. I think it would be a good fight.
Gotta see. Like I said, you know, it is what it is. I don't say nothing until I see the contract. You know, everybody. That's like when everybody be talking trash to each other, fighters too. It's like, yo, you can't be disrespectful, man. There ain't no paperwork on everything. Once the paperwork comes in place, it's on and popping. You know, it's on and popping. There ain't no paperwork.
I think that's what the title is alluding to over here. Like, you know, Richard Hitchins, he want to make the fight happen, but there's no contract in place.
Yeah. Well, like I always said too, the heads to be people in charge, they got to entertain it because people don't understand it's money being spent before the fight, so they got to make sure that the dots and the T's are crossed to make sure it makes ends meet. You know, we can win a lot of fights, but it got to make sense to the power be.
They never let that sop up. They always on the surface talking about stuff not happening, babbling at their mouth while fights not happening, like they invest in their money. Yeah. And I bet you each person that babble at their mouth talking about people ain't fighting, people scared of each other. Whoa, go on your bank account, pay for the arena, pay for the concession stands, pay for the security, and that fight flop. And see how you feel. Don't nobody got no money to be throwing away.
I only know one person that can put a fight on like that. One person. He's signing them all.
Yeah.
He's signing them all.
Squeeze. That was just way too much, man. That was just way too heavy for most folks to even take that into consideration. How many people have to get paid? How many moving parts are in order for this thing to happen?
That's the thing about
the insurance, the insure the building. That's another bag. Lights, production. That's another bag.
Oh, you didn't say how much they want first.
That's why I'm saying bag.
Yeah.
Bag sums it up.
Yeah, because that's the first thing. One might want this, one might want that. Then after you do that, you sit there and say, damn, shit, that's a lot. Okay, we know what they want. All right, what we going to do the show at? You know, who could we invent? Who could we invent that we bringing a big fight there to give me some help with this? To make it, you know, real. You know, so
how we gonna profit now? I put up this bag. Now, what I'm gonna get in return? You know, so when I put together this card, people gotta understand the names that I put on the card is my profit.
Yeah.
They don't understand. The marquee is the profit. I got to put the names on the marquee that's going to bring my money back into the building. Got to have some big names on that marquee to get your money in return.
Hey, Squeeze, you can have big names on it, but if they can't cover the bill, the fight ain't going to happen. Look how much we had. Look how much we talk about free TV boxing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to pay them guys when they ask for a certain amount of pay. That's all. That's the main question every time going in. You know, you got networks used to do shows. You know what I'm saying? But after they sit there and look at everybody they got to pay, they say, yo, they scratching their head like, is this worth it?
Yeah.
So it's getting back to that time, though. You got to fight or flight.
They didn't see their turnover on their bag.
Mm-mm.
Don't nobody want.
Or it wasn't a good fight.
Yeah, but like you say, you got one guy that his bag is long, endless,
Got one guy,
and he ain't afraid to put it down, because he want to save boxing.
I don't even think he want to save boxing. I think he just have a love for boxing.
That falls in the line of saving it.
No, that's true. That's true. But again, it's just where the sport's going for us, the money wise. Did that make sense? Because it's just how the money scene is. You know, it's like you said, it's so much to put into for a fight to make it happen. And then you're trying to get two of the main guys to fight each other. You know, they say, well, I want to get paid this. I want to get paid that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like when we look at the Canelo and Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? That's a major fight just on their purses alone. Just on their purses alone. We don't even talking about what's the fixed cost. That's, you know, that's the basic stuff that needs for a show to go on. You know what I'm saying? And then you're not counting the publicity of actually promoting the show before the fight even happened. Or putting that information out that these two guys may fight each other.
Smoothie King, right back at you with another one. Ralph 707, thanks for the color in the chat. Coach Calvin, what is the best financial advice?
Far as what?
He just said that's it. Far as what, Ralph 707?
It could be anything far as advice on finance and whatnot. I don't, you know, is it boxing?
Far as what, 707? Be more specific.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the fighters wanting to get their money because of how much money that gets spent in camp. I was looking at a breakdown the other day from Michael Hunter.
Oh, that.
He was talking about how much money he spent in one camp. It was ridiculous.
No, he's telling the truth. It's crazy. And you got a big team too. Then you talking about sparring partners, traveling, hotels, food, transportation back and forth to the gym. Man, don't make me run it down. Shit.
He say saving money and investing.
He had the whole itemized list. I was like, golly.
No, but he telling the truth.
He had a lot of expenses.
Saving money and investing is based on finding the best investments that you're looking for, that you feel good with. You get what I'm saying? And how you want to see your money return. You know, that's a thing. You got to look at what you got. You know, a millionaire told me, he said, I'm a millionaire, but if I ain't got nothing coming back in, that makes me not a millionaire. You know, so it's just based on how you handle your money, I believe. You know, don't live too far beyond your needs.
That's perfect advice right there. Don't spend more than you make.
Yeah, that's real talk. I'm like this. I ain't spending nothing until I know where something else coming from.
I had read something. I can't remember who it was. He was like, "Yo, if you can't afford to buy multiple of whatever that thing is, don't buy it. Yeah. Especially if it's a big purchase."
Yeah, real talk. Real talk.
Some people go spend it and say, "I'll figure it out on the fly."
No, you do. You have some people like that, you know. You have some people like this. I can't take it to my grave.
Yeah.
You know, but
I ain't mad at that either.
No, I'm not either. Reason why? Because you can't. You could be sitting here.
Yeah.
You hit the lottery just now, and you walk outside and get hit by a car.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't get a chance.
Anything can happen.
So that's why I said this is what the person. That's why I say it's based on what you want. You know, me, Tank can tell you all the time. He said, "Man, Calvin, he gonna spend it all back into what he doing. I'm gonna make a person smile. Ain't that Adam Smith squeeze?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a person smile. You know, but
I'm still
gonna be careful how I spend because I have a family too. And I lost everything before too, so I have to still be smart. You know what I'm saying? But I know at the end of the day, it comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? It comes and goes. You ever have a situation like you say, I'm up, man, there's something happening over here. Like, dang, I gotta use this money for that.
Yeah.
And you just got blessed. You say, dang, I gotta take it through this with that, you know. So it is what it is. I figure I got the bases, a roof over my head. I can go where I want to eat when I gotta eat. Got some clothes on I'm good, you know. I'm good.
It remind me of money. Remind me of the song that come to my head. We make up to break up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. That's money, yo.
That's a good one. I ain't hear you sing in a while. I come on the show, I got him singing.
Look, Coach Kitty was like the day I was in there telling the lady about the karaoke singing. He comes out Steve's office. You always singing this. I heard you always here.
Oh, man, they was in the gym the other day cracking on each other, man. It was hilarious.
Yeah, man. That's the old days. That's the old days, Cal.
That was a good one. That was going at it, man.
When there was nobody in the gym.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Especially during COVID, me, Cal, Kenny,
yeah,
sitting in there studying the fights.
Yeah, I remember them COVID days.
It was on and popping.
Yeah.
Coach Calvin say, "I'm going to get my boy coming back home."
Mm-hmm.
Shake and bake. Try to steal me down a couple blocks down. I told Calvin, I say,
y'all should see us. He was in the worst position of his life.
I said, no, it was, I'm going to resign from the city. So they opened up that spot and they told Calvin, what you need? Calvin say, I'm coming down there. I need my squeeze back up here.
Yeah.
And there it was. They took me out that payroll, put me back on Upton's. Yeah. Coach Calvin made that happen. Definitely.
Man, we've been okay, man. We've been okay. What was the other topic, Squeeze?
It was Haney forced to fight Norman on the second end of the topic.
Okay, how did y'all think he got forced, though?
To be honest, I ain't even really been following it like that.
Me neither. I haven't neither. I just say I catch Kenny here shows me stuff, and I try not to leave him worry about stuff like that. I can't wait for the fight though. You know, I want to see how to fight him.
I think they just sit across from each other at a presser or something.
Did they? Last night when they was pushing each other and stuff.
Yeah. Recently. LW say Turkey made him do it.
Oh, that's the man with the money.
Yeah, gave him an offer he can't refuse.
Man with the money.
I think it's a good fight for Devin Haney, though. I think it's a really good fight for him.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No, you know. I mean, in your words, why you think it's a good fight for him?
Because right now, the speculation seems to be that he's dealing with this PTSD from the Ryan Garcia fight. After his last performance versus Jose Ramirez, he moved around the ring a whole lot, didn't really engage. And I thought he fought a smart fight. I mean, the guy can't touch you. Don't give him an opportunity to. It's his responsibility to cut the ring off and make you fight. Jose didn't do it. Hey, cruise to an easy decision, get that victory. Turkey was talking about making the rematch between Devin and Ryan Garcia. So make it to your next fight.
Ron dropped the ball.
Ryan dropped the ball.
Dropped the ball. He didn't want to reward them from the performance Ron had. It made sense.
Ryan dropped the ball. So if you Devin Haney, it's like, yo, let me try to get to my next fight unscathed because I already pretty much got, the bird in the hand. And we know that's worth more than two in the bush.
Yeah, so he fought his fight to not make sure nothing happened because the other guy on Canelo fight fought the same way.
William Skull, the Cuban dude, yeah.
Fought the same way, and that's
fought the same way.
Canelo and Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at now. So he did the right things. So your next fight, since you're not fighting, what's his name? What's his name? But it's good for, in your eyes, you saying it's good for Devin.
Yes. It's good for Devin Haney because it's an opportunity for him to dispel any notions that he's still dealing with PTSD, that he can't block a left hook, and all of these other talking points and the rhetoric that's been circulating through social media.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for him to silence some critics. Now, worst case scenario, you know what I mean? He take a bad L or what have you, but I mean, it's all in the game. Everybody ain't gonna leave the game undefeated, but worst case scenario for him, that's it.
Yeah,
but best case, he gets the dub and he proves, all right, look, I'm back.
Yeah, that's a good scenario. That's a good scenario. I mean, that's I can't argue with that. You stated your case, sir.
And he's a strong puncher too, Brian Norman Jr. So it's not like you could be like, oh, well, Devin Haney, he afraid of power and this, that, and the third if he were to pull it off.
I'm going to tell you this. Devin better stay away from Brian Norman.
Well, he can't stay away from him now. He got to fight him.
But you heard what I said, right?
Yeah, I heard what you say, but
I rest my case, Your Honor. You can figure out whether you're going to get a stat, they're going to give you the max for what the charge hold, or you got a good lawyer, you're going to have to pay a lot of money out your pocket to get some reduced time. You heard what I said.
Squeeze, let me ask you this question, though, because I've been having this conversation with people, and I've been asking this same question to everybody.
Talk to me.
How does he win that type of fight that he stays away from? Like, how does he win that?
What? With Brian Norman?
Yeah, with Brian Norman, like, how does he win that type of fight? The same, if he fought stylistically the same way that he fought against Jose Ramirez, how does he win that fight against Brian Norman Jr.?
He has to engage at some point. You can't run for 12 rounds and don't engage. I mean, he has to let his hands go with that movement. If you understand what I'm saying. Moving, I done seen people, because I'm in the gym all the time. And Coach Calvin, I'm glad you saying that because he on here. Coach Calvin holler in a minute. You look good moving, but you can't win like that because you ain't active. You active
Gotta
with
put some
your
substance
feet.
behind that movement.
You're active with your feet, but not with your hands. I thought that the judges score you on your hands, not your feet.
That's why I asked that question, Squeeze. And I'm
I just gave you my, because you gotta realize, you know how many styles I see in the gym a day? Can you only imagine how many styles that I see in the gym on a daily basis? Some of them look similar. Some of them look far off. Some of them look identical. Some smarter than the other with the same identical style. It's just that I be sitting back like, if he'd have done this, he could have won that fight or made it a little bit more easier. So without being critical, I only can judge what I see at that particular time. Like I was coaching today. I told the little short kid he was jumping the rope wrong. I showed him the right way to jump the rope so he could build up his boxing stamina. He did it. He sparred today. I could tell. And he was moving, pop, 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 moving, pop, 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 moving. And I'm like, see what that jump rope did? Jumping it the right way. It's the little things that goes a long way in the sport of boxing.
No, 1000%. I really like what you said about how two people could have similar styles, but one could be a little bit more intelligent about the way that they apply the style. And that to me, that is generally, it's the fine line. Like what we see in the ring, it's the fine line. Like that person that can move but put offense behind it. Like as you were saying that, I immediately thought about Sugar Ray Leonard. How many times have we seen this dude box on the move? He be
Yeah,
moving,
yeah,
keeping that jab pumping, keep the stick
yeah.
on his opponent,
Check hooking. When the
check
guy
hooking.
come,
You know what I
he
mean?
coming for he Sugar like in front you. This is Haney throw on you. Now you coming Marcos Madonna style, Pitbull Cruz style, Sabril Matias style. Sugar Ray Leonard gonna check hook and pivot spin on you all night.
Box you and
Then
turn you.
when you get gas and slow down, Sugar coming with the flurry to make it look good to the judges. Now he playing with you. He playing with you now.
And that's what I'm looking for with Devin Haney. You know, with Devin Haney, because Devin Haney, he got quick feet, he agile, he could move, all that good stuff. Undaunted, what up? He could, he you know what I mean? He could move, but I feel like rhythm is going to be very important in this fight for Devin Haney. Like rhythm, being able to break it, being able to hit him with feints and disrupt Brian Norman Jr. Because Brian Norman Jr. got a pretty solid time, and that's one thing that shows up continually, especially over his last 4 fights or so. If you just peep the way that this dude counters and places his punches based off of his opponent's offense, like I feel like Dev with his speed and quickness, it's gonna come down to how he uses it. How he uses it. If he's like real intelligent about it, I do like his chances in this fight. But if not, I'm leaning towards Brian Norman Jr.
I haven't seen nothing in Devin Haney last 3 fights, to me personally, that gonna give me any type of inkling that he gonna surprise me with something. And I'm being fair as much as possible. It's not about people think you're talking about them personally. I'm just talking about boxing, what I see in the ring. This don't have nothing to do with Devin Haney as the person. People get that confused. Y'all hate on Devin over here. Bop, 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 bip. I'm talking about boxing only. I don't know him personally. I ain't been in the room playing video games at cookouts with him. I don't know him personally. But what he shows me in the ring these last 3 fights, and this is just my opinion, prove me wrong, Devin. I don't think he's going to be willing to take those chances with Brian Norman. If he was very sketchy, itchy with Ramirez, I know he going to be with Brian Norman Jr. If he was hesitant of Ramirez, older fighter, his mid-30s, that car had over 150,000 on it. He just fought. We need the performances from Devin to say that he growing. He's growing with each fight. His veteranship. I'm looking at veteranship. What he's bringing to the table different that we never seen before. The last 3 fights, I have not seen it. Even in the Ryan Garcia fight, let's just say all I heard, Bill Haney, the osterone. Okay, if I'm a fighter, I go back to my Coach Calvin corner. And Coach Calvin and Kenny in my ear icing me down, greasing me. And Calvin get in the ring and he look at me and he say, something ain't right. Something ain't right over there. I need you to box. Use your feet. Use your feet. Stay behind your stick. Stay elusive. Wake up. Move your legs. Kenny iced me down. I go back out there. Calvin yelling out, behind the stick, move. Pop, I'm popping the stick. He coming reckless forward. I don't give a damn what he took. That stick will knock anything out of you if you perfect it. But Devin tried to engage shoulder roll counter type stuff, and that ain't what he do. Devin is better when he stays behind the stick and he uses his feet to get out of the way. When you try to do, if you notice Floyd Mayweather, pull counter. He'll pull counter and get out the screen. You see Floyd do that. He'll pull counter and get out of the screen all night long because he know you're going to be throwing punches back. That's an intelligent thinker. But if Floyd pull counter and stay up there, he's going to get hit. Boom, bam, bing. What I'm trying to explain to people, you have to make adjustments. I can't fight you, Calvin, and Kenny the same way. I took a body shot from Coach Calvin before, and he ain't even turn on the punch, and it was well placed. So now when I get back in the ring with Coach Calvin, I know I got to stay behind my stick. I got to use my feet. I got to feint a little bit. I can't be a sitting target for Calvin because he's going to break me down. He has the power to hit me and hurt me. So now I got to offset Calvin's feet so he can't be sitting down on his punches. Adjustments. And me and you about the same height. I know you like to fight on the inside. So I gotta stay. If I'm a switch hitter, I switch to orthodox, show you some same looks. Now to make you think you gotta make adjustments. That's where you know you got a fighter that's great. But if he does the same thing and doesn't perfect it, and he's not growing, it's not too far you're going to get with that fighter.
That confidence is going to be of extreme importance because there are things that he's displayed in previous fights where I'm like, man, if he boxed like that more frequently, like that Antonio Moran fight, we were talking about that last time, Squeeze. He was magnificent in that fight. Just the way that he was able to punch in between his shots, transition well from defense to offense. But in most recent fights, it seems like the comfortability, the confidence to transition from defense to offense. As you were just mentioning, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's pull counter was so effective because he understood that vulnerability was a key component. I'm going to make myself appear to be vulnerable for you. transition that weight. I'm going to lean a little bit, get you to commit. And then right when you think you got me, I'm just far enough to where I could pull back and clock you with that right hand. And then, like you said before, the responsibility to roll out underneath. And the one thing that I felt like plagued Devin in the fight with Ryan Garcia and a couple of other fights, but mainly against Ryan Garcia, was the fact that a lot of times he slips almost exclusively to his right side. But then when he slips to his right, he don't roll back underneath. He slipped to his right, then he popped right back up on the center line in the same place. He don't use his legs. He don't slip and then roll out the same side, weak side, or he don't slip and then roll out strong side. Like, it's just slip, pop right back up, head is on the line. And in that fight, he ate a lot of right hands. If you look at the left side of his face, he incurred a lot of damage. Like, the whole left side of his face was it was just big contusion, and a lot of it had to do with him just eating a whole lot of right hands in that fight. And I agree with you 1,000% when you said defensively his best attributes. No, thank you, baby. His best attributes is his feet defensively, because he's not one of them guys where you can just glue his feet to the canvas and he's going to be able to fight behind the shoulder and roll and pick shots off. That's just not him defensively. It's his feet, it's his range, it's his distance. So I'm just curious to see what he's going to do with Brian Norman Jr. Because once again, I think that Brian Norman Jr. is being a little bit understated as a boxer, mainly because of the power. People see the Sasaki knockout and be like, oh, well, he was supposed to do that as Jin Sasaki. But I was very impressed by the way that he conditioned Jin Sasaki. If you look at the way he knocked him out, he conditioned him. He stabbed to his body. Sasaki wanted to come back and do the same thing, get the same shot right back. But what Brian Norman did was he caught the shot on the elbow and then clipped him with a left hook. So it was basically a nice little catch and shoot. And he set it up. He conditioned him to get the look that he wanted. The fight that he had with Cuevas, he dropped the man with a jab. He led with a rear hook. He led with the brick, shot a right hook, put the jab behind it. And I was like, man, that was a firm jab. And another thing that we got to take into consideration with this fight in particular is that Brian Norman Jr. has a slight reach advantage. So boxing from the outside, the way that he typically does against a smaller man like a Jojo Diaz or versus Vasily Lomachenko, he's not going to have the same luxury. That was part of the reason why Ryan Garcia was able to clip him early on in the fight, is that the reach was comparable as well as the hand speed. So when Devin got clipped in the first round, he wasn't pressing him out trying to brawl with him. He shot his jab the way he always shot his jab. But Ryan Garcia was able to time the jab and he hooked with him. And, they always talk about how boxing is high-speed chess. Virtually what happened was the man traded a pawn for his queen. You know what I mean? You don't trade a small piece for big material. So if you shooting a jab and the other guy is landing a hook, and we know his hook is his best punch, that's his bread and butter, then you pretty much, you up Ish Creek. And that's what happened with the Ryan Garcia fight. But I will say, to Devin Haney's credit, I like that from rounds 2 through 6, he did a pretty good job of varying his jab. Like in the first round, he just came out, shot a butt naked jab, got tagged, right? He got tagged with the left hook, counter left hook. But rounds 2 through 6, he was, walking forward, but he hit him with a foot feint just to get Ryan to react, just to get him to either freeze up or fire the hook. Then he would fire the jab, hit him with 2 feints, stab to the body, hit him with a feint, stab up top, hit him with a feint, get him to draw the hook out. He was able to slip the hook. So I think that's why rhythm is going to be extremely important in this fight in particular, because, if your best punch is your jab, everybody knows that. Everybody knows Devin Haney, that's his bread and butter, his jab. Similar to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's best punch was his jab. What did Eddie Futch have Ken Norton doing? Timing the jab. We're going to take the jab away. We're going to parry it with the backhand and jab simultaneously. And that's how Ken Norton was able to beat Ali. took away his best asset, his jab. So rhythm is going to be extremely important. Setting rhythm, establishing it and being able to disrupt it to keep Brian Norman on his toes. And then from there, once you establish the jab, then you start to layer the offense. But I thought you were spot on, Squeeze, when you talked about the movement. The movement is going to be key. Moving with purpose. Because what he doesn't want to happen is to move too much to the point where he's not engaging. Optically, it just looks bad. We've seen guys in recent times move a lot and not get a decision, despite the fact that they did some decent work. It just happened with Kenneth Sims. These guys landed, according to CompuBox. CompuBox is not the most accurate, but according to CompuBox, these guys landed the same amount of punches, Oscar Duarte and Kenneth Sims, but I feel like the judges gave it to Oscar Duarte because it looked like he was the one pushing the fight. Because Kenneth Sims, when he was in the middle of the ring, he was landing clean work for the judges to see. But when he put himself on the ropes and he allowed Oscar Duarte to come forward and work, even the shots that he was catching on the elbows, catching on the gloves, rolling behind, tucking his chin behind the shoulder, shots that was just glancing and grazing, it looked like he's working. And we don't really see a response from Kenneth Sims. It looked like he's just under duress. So the optics didn't favor him. But when he was in the center of the ring, we could say, ooh, he got the clean work. He popping him. He working behind the stick. He hitting him with uppercuts, hooks. He pivoting it out. You know what I mean? It just looks clean. You could see it. But, once again, the judges, they had a fixed vantage point. So you can't afford to put yourself behind the 8 ball, so to speak, by making it look like this guy is outworking you, making it look like this guy is pressing you out, making it look like this guy is making the fight and you just on a retreat. Even if he ain't landing clean, it looks that way. So, I think it's going to be important for Devin Haney to keep something like that in mind. Not to move excessively. You got to move with purpose. Pull a Sugar Ray Leonard.
Let me ask Coach Cal everything you said. Did you hear that, Coach Cal?
I'm listening. I was sitting here very quiet listening.
Okay. What's your take on that tape that Ant just did? You have
Ant said a lot of great things, but again, you in that ring with a fighter and punches coming at you, is you willing to think that quick? Have you been training to fight like that? That's the question. Why you in camp? There's a lot of variables that you have to worry about because I'm not in camp with him, you know what I'm saying? But if he was, I don't know who's training him or whatnot, if they just looking at Brian Norman's power, that could be the biggest mistake that you're looking at, because he do know how to set his shit up. You know what I'm saying? The question is, did Norman stand in front of somebody that can move? Did Devin get past the question that you first talked about, him being able to be back in the ring with a guy that can punch and still keep his focus? All these stuff we have to see that night come at the fight. Is they training for them points? You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be the points that's going to actually things that he's going to have to deal with it. Like if you talk with Floyd never been in a situation like Devin been in from the Ryan Garcia fight. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at when Devin came back from the last fight, Devin didn't look like Devin, the Devin I know. He didn't look like himself in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Moving and popping that jab like he normally did. He looked at like, how can you say? He didn't just look like Devin that I know in that last fight that he had. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was more not trying to get hit to get to the bag. Is that good enough for y'all? He'll see that because he wanted to get that get back with Garcia. Sometimes when you sit there and say, y'all really want to do the right thing so I can get back at that and show the world I can correct that. Now he in a different situation there. You know what I'm saying? Situation different. Thought minds is different. Brian Norman, like I beat one of them top guys. I'm that nigga there again. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna move on to the next one. If he get past this fight. So that's the things that you really got to watch for. Is Devin, if it's his old stuff that we seen when he was fighting in the past before he had that loss against Ron, then it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight because he was a better boxer. He was popping that jab. He was doing what he wanted. Like you said, his whole thing was, let me get back at Ron. I got to prove the world. Now it's not Ron. It's somebody else that's just as hungry. You know what I'm saying? And can pop too. I never seen Norman fight a guy that moves like Devin, but Devin's not moving the same way like he used to. You with me, y'all?
Yeah.
He's not moving the same way like he used to. He's not popping the jab like he used to. You know what I'm saying? So, and looking at the fight that put him in a position to get this fight where he at, he didn't fight a fight. He didn't look like Devin to me. Would you say that? Did he look like the old Devin before?
No.
Nah,
he didn't
not
look
to
like
me.
so. That's the Devin I know. And you're right. Everybody, Devin is good with his jab. His jab didn't look right that night at that fight.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But he did enough to win the fight. He did enough to get the win, to get to the next round. You know what I'm saying? But his next round was to get to Ron Garcia. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Ron Garcia right here. Different type of beast right here.
Yeah.
Different type of beast. You know? So it's going to be interesting to see how this fight unfold and whatnot. Devin got a lot to lose. Ron don't. I mean, what's his name? Don't. He don't have a lot.
Norman.
Yeah, Norman don't have a lot to lose, but Devin do. You know what I'm saying? But what he was saying? It's on the nose, but I didn't see none of this. His last couple of fights, can he come back to really be himself again? You know. Then we'll have a different type of fight. You know, the key is getting Devin back to be himself again. That's the key. You know, his jab used to be smoking. Didn't look like the last fight. Didn't look nowhere like it. You know, his movement was I don't even call that movement. You know, it wasn't smooth. You know.
No.
It wasn't smooth. It was like, man, let me get the hell out of here.
He was so jittery. He looked wound up.
Like he was on something.
Yeah, he looked wound up. It's just
like he had some Red Bull or some Blue Bull. He was just, you know, and that's not the Devin I know.
No.
Not the Devin I know. You know, but we'll see that night. But again, he did enough to get to what he was trying to get to, and that didn't happen. Now he's standing in front of a different beast, different fight. You know, can't wait to see it. Want to see it. See how it unfolds. You know,
I think that for me, the keys to Devin to even have a shot with Brian Norman.
Hey, y'all terrible.
What'd you say, Coach?
To even have a shot, Steve.
To even have a shot with Brian. That's my opinion, Coach.
I know.
What I see, you know, my opinion.
Okay.
For him to have a shot at winning this fight, number one, he gonna have to wake his legs up, box intelligently, and make Brian Norman keep resetting his feet. If he doesn't make Brian Norman reset his feet and he's there to get touched body-wise, because I'm sure Brian Norman, I've seen his body attack is vicious. He gonna definitely have to throw some feints, stay behind the jab, and make Brian Norman reset his feet. Keep it nice, plain and simple with Brian Norman is the keys to Devin Haney having a shot at winning this fight. Back and straight up ain't gonna do it. Over excessive movement ain't gonna do it. He gonna have to pop his jab, stay right in the distance of range that he need to be able to get out of the way. He's just going to have to be very intelligent in that fight for him to have a shot to win. That's my take.
That's a fair take. And I like the point about the range, Squeeze, because I feel like at some point in time, he's going to have to be there to counter Brian Norman Jr. with something that's going to put some pause on his mind. You know what I mean? Give him a little bit of resistance. Coach Calvin, Richie Baby wanted me to ask you, do you think that Devin Haney will be ready by November for the Brian Norman fight? It's going to be a lot of pressure on him coming his way. Do you think he can handle it?
I mean, watching Devin from over the years, he's been in some serious situations. It's just like everybody's saying, is he past that Ron Garcia? It's not a Ron Garcia, so he got to stay focused on Norman. He really got to stay focused on Norman because Norman, see, he got an opportunity. He's licking his chops right now, you know? But Devin do have something in his favor that Norman going to be right there to come get him. But again, do that, have his jab like he used to have it. You know what I'm saying? It's based on who put the best strategy together that night and see whose strategy works. You know, only thing I'm just looking at the athlete itself, where his mental at. Because that's a part a coach can't even halfly train. You know what I'm saying? That part is the part. That's the part. You be doing everything good in the gym. That night you go to the fight and your mind somewhere else. Everything ain't gonna flow out the way it's supposed to flow out.
But that's a testament to having the right, and you know, I'm not gonna speak too much on it because Coach Calvin and Kenny have been in corners where they was given the right instructions and the fighter just,
that's the mental part. That's the part I'm talking about. You could be telling them something.
It wouldn't adhere to what was being told to them.
Yeah.
Now let's rewind the tape. If you got that fight out there and he comes back to the corner and he does everything.
I see what you're going with his Squeeze.
And you do everything that your corner tell you to do because they got the game plan drawn up and you execute it 97.5% of the time. If they don't rob you, a hometown hero, you have a high probability of coming out of that fight victorious.
Where's the fight at?
Where the fight
at? If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be out there in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
It's going to be one of them ring cards. They're going to have David Benavidez, Anthony Yarde in the main event. They just added Arthur Beterbiev versus, what's his dude's name? Dion Nicholson. They were talking about adding Arthur Beterbiev versus Najee Lopez. I was hoping we were going to get that fight because I'm a big fan of Najee Lopez myself. My favorite prospect at 175. I felt like that would have been a real nice sink or swim moment for him. Worst case scenario, if he lose, he got great experience with one of the best fighters at 175 over the last, 5 years or so. Best case scenario, he get a dub and still got good experience. But he's not going to be in there. We're going to get Dion Nicholson. We're going to get Bam Rodriguez fighting against Puma Martinez out of Argentina. Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith from the UK. That should be a really good fight as well. It's shaping up to be a good card. And I like them Saudi cards. I ain't going to lie to you because...
Me too.
They get they over real quick. Well, not fast, but they over at a decent time. They done by like 7 o'clock.
The way you said it, it's over real quick.
Man, Coach Calvin, I'm only 36, but I can't hang no more, man. Like, you know, these cards over here in the U.S., especially when they be in Vegas, the main event don't start till 12 a.m.
Squeeze, you sound like an old person. They over real quick.
You see, I got my robe on. I be over here chilling, man. Like it'd be too late to be watching
Yo,
boxing at like 12 a.m. Like, give
hey, you
me
know
the
how the
main
brand
event
rubber
by
have the
7
glasses,
o'clock,
man?
8
You look over
o'clock.
the glasses like this squeeze. If they're over real quick,
I can't do it.
he's serious about that too, boys and coach. I can't do it.
I can't do it no more.
Baby, go lay down. I got to watch the whole fight.
Yeah. Go lay down, read my book or something.
Gone to sleep.
Yeah.
Nah, that is, man.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we as boxing analysts and I watch football analysts, sports analysts in general, talking about different players in the league, different positions on the field, who's a better high draft choice, who was more productive on the level before they got to that top level, who you think gonna be able to carry that momentum into the pros. We give our best take that we can without the right way is without bias or prejudice, just skill set and what we see from the performances and who in front of them. So that's what being a sports analyst is all about. We only can give our interpretation if you're not the coach of the fighter or in the corner, surface deep. That's all, you know. So closing arguments. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get up 5 o'clock tomorrow. Get out of here early. Closing arguments, Coach Cal.
Well, it was nice, man, with y'all good brothers, man. You put me up to date what's going on out there in the world. It was an honor to be on the show with y'all to get some insights of what's going on. My closing arguments: stay blessed.
Appreciate you, Cal.
As for myself, it's the same as always, Squeeze. You know it'll never change. Small things, all things was easy to do. It's also easy not to do. And I got one for you, Squeeze, because you know you're always talking about being a blessing to the people. The jewel, the sage holds the jewel in his heart, but wears rough clothes.
Sage,
you know what I mean?
God,
that's where the real riches is. It's in here. It's not what you got on your body. It's in here and in here.
Yup. You right.
For the people.
Money can't buy it.
Nah, not at all.
Can't put a price on it.
Definitely not. But appreciate y'all. Coach Calvin, always a pleasure. Squeeze, always. You know you my guy. Shout out to my man Senior, always leaving the key under the mat. As you can see, I'm in the Rize podcast mansion with the recessed lights. We got the piano in the corner. Yes, it's Steinway. We got a Picasso on the wall over here. It's real fancy, bearskin rug and all that. Caviar as soon as you step through the door. It's a lovely place to be.
That?
It's the Rize podcast. It's the Rize podcast mansion. And we go to bed around 7 o'clock around here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time to be staying up till 12 a.m.
They got leopard skin rug.
You got everything you could need. Hot tub in the back.
Hey, Squeeze. I'm like, wait, what he been doing?
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Hey, Squeeze, thank you for that blessing today, man.
Hey, man. Yeah. You welcome, man. But my closing arguments is to everybody that was in the show tonight. On a serious note, before I get out of here, man. Great fighters comes and grows behind people that really care about him as a person. That's my closing argument.
That's a good one, Squeeze. That's a good closer. Until the next time.
All right, Coach. Peace and head grease.
I was waiting on that one.
All
Have
right,
a good
Coach.
night, brothers.
You too.
Good show.
Some say you forgive, but don't forget it. Now you know how we do. Lock that back door, don't let no one through. I told Michi in these streets ain't no rules. He say, cuz all this life we ain't put on with it. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, then we them niggas. Now we rich now, we got money, I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up from nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.